Hi everyone, it's Janis here with a new episode to help you build better daily structure and be in control of your life. Every day we have that one most important thing that we have to do. If we do it, everything becomes easy, but if we don't, we won't make any progress. This one thing or task is the frog that we will be talking about to learn how to start your day with the hardest task first. So today, we'll look at the Brian Tracy's book called Eat That Frog to learn some of the best productivity principles. If this is your first time on this channel, then make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon to get updates on my latest videos on time management and productivity. Also, consider joining my free productivity mastermind group, where I do live coaching calls and live Q&As, where you have a chance to ask me any questions. I don't have to tell you because you already know how it is. We all have our hardest task of the day that we know that we have to complete. But wait a minute, we also have all these other things on our to-do list. Why not get them done first and then we can spend all our time on the hardest task? Other times, we don't feel that it's the right time to start the hardest task in the morning. So we wait till afternoon or evening, and then when we will have more motivation, then we will get it done. Our brain is the master when it comes to coming up with all sorts of excuses, so we don't have to do what we know we're supposed to be doing. So let's take a look at some of the best productivity strategies from Brian Tracy's book, Eat That Frog. Number 1, have a clear plan. When you're busy with everything going on, you might think that creating a plan will be another thing on your to-do list. Clarity is an essential part of productivity, and the time that you'll be saving by not making a plan, you'll be losing tenfold while working on the wrong things. Action plan for the day will give you a structure that you need to stay focused and away from distractions. Also, make sure that you have a written plan, because people who have a written plan tend to achieve 5 to 10 times more compared to those who don't. When you try to remember and keep your thoughts in your mind, you're using a lot of your brain power that you should be using on the tasks and activities. So take a moment each evening or morning to put together a plan that you intend to achieve. Once you're comfortable, you'll be able to plan for a week ahead. Number 2, focus on priorities. Before we can focus on priorities, we first need to identify what the priorities are. And for me, priorities are things that are moving you closer to your goals. So if you don't have a clear goal, then it is literally impossible to know your priorities. And that is why, before you set your priorities, you have to know your goals. And if you don't have your goals, then your first priority is to sit down and set goals for yourself that you want to achieve. Once you have your goals set, then you can start to prioritize and focus on the things that will help you to achieve your goals. It's often tempting to start to work on easy things, but what will make a difference is usually the bigger things and priorities on your plan. Number 3, become better. Everyone is looking for tips and tricks on how to become more productive and get things done, but they are often overlooking one important thing, and that is themselves. How do you get more productive? One way is to continuously keep learning and educating yourself in areas where you want to advance further. To grow your business, you need to learn new skills. You need to learn how to manage your team, and you need to learn how to sell your products and services. That takes continuous practice, time, and effort. But once you do that, the skill that you learned will be with you for the rest of your life. So you need to set aside some time in your plan so that you can read and watch some educational courses that will improve your knowledge. Number 4, do the hardest thing first. This is it, the most important strategy of all. Do the hardest thing first and eat that frog. In the morning, your willpower is at its peak, so you have to use it and do the hardest thing first before your energy levels drop. I have been using this strategy for about 6 to 7 years, and I still do it every day because I know it works and it keeps me more productive. Every day of the week for me is planned out, and I always start with the most difficult and most important task. For example, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, when I create content, my first activity of the day is scripting, because writing scripts are the most creative process. After scripting is done, my next hardest thing is voice recording. And then, at the end of the day, when I'm already tired, I would write my video descriptions. On Saturdays, I start my day with strategic planning because that is when I review my previous week and plan the next week ahead. If you take one thing away from this video, then make sure that it is this: always start your day with the hardest task first. Number 5, assess your environment. If you're struggling to be productive, then you should assess your situation in following areas. First, is your physical environment setting you up for productivity? Or do you work while lying down on the couch? If you want to be productive, then your environment should support that. Second, is your mental environment in order? You can't be productive while your head is full of different thoughts. Even if you can't get them done or forget about them, make sure that you schedule them in the future, so at the moment you can focus on things that are in front of you. Third, are people around you being supportive and encouraging you, or they're holding you back to perform at your best? Number 6, work through the hard times. There will be always tough times on your road to success, so you have to remember that when going gets tough, you got to keep moving. Remember that most of the people will give up at this point, but if you keep going, then you'll be one of those people who will succeed. Tough times in our life are making us stronger and also giving us stories that we will be able to tell in the future. Let me know what is the hardest thing that you always procrastinate on. Go ahead and drop it in the comments section below. I hope you enjoyed this video about Brian Tracy's book, Eat That Frog. If you want to be more productive, then you have to do the hardest things first. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure you hit that like button. And if you have any questions about time management and becoming more productive, then leave them in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and you're interested in productivity and time management, then check out my free mastermind coaching program where I teach my complete productivity framework, starting from setting out a vision and then breaking it down into goals, projects, and actionables. It's a live coaching environment where I do consistent live coaching videos as well as Q&A sessions so you can ask me questions and get instant answers. Join now and take your productivity to the next level. I'm looking forward to seeing you inside.